All right, so next thing we have going on here is going to be our basic side control escape back into guard, right? So Dan's got me in side control right here, right? He's got me in side control 2. This is the most common controlling position when somebody's trying to pin you. In order to escape from this dominant position that he has, what we want to do is we want to get inside position on our opponent, right? So currently, Dan has inside position on me with his arm around my head. He has inside position on me with his arm under my arm, right? So he's gotten my body kind of like wedged down. Yeah, he squeezes on me here. He pins me. I can't go up very well. I can't go away very well. So what I have to do is get my frames, my limbs basically inside of his body, right? So the first one that I'm gonna do, I always gonna go for this one first. So I'm gonna try to take this elbow and get it inside his hip, right? So if I can just bring my elbow inside his hip pocket here, and bring my forearm kind of against his hip, I'm gonna do that. If I'm having a little bit of trouble doing that, his hip's too close to me, I'm gonna bridge into him a little bit, and then as I come back down, I'm gonna bring this elbow down into his hip pocket here, right? Notice how I use my forearm to push. I don't use my hand to push. If you use your hand to push, sometimes the guy's weight sort of wrist locks you, and you're pretty much just using this as a frame. You're not using it as like a bench press. So the difference in strength between your hand and your forearm, not a huge deal, but the difference in their inability to wrist lock you is a huge deal. So this arm comes in, forearm against his hip. This hand is gonna be the same way. If I can just put it against his face here, put it on the shoulder, and frame his face, I'm going to. If I'm having trouble getting my arm in, I'm gonna bring it up, and then I'm gonna bring my elbow down, sort of inside his ear, and push his head. If I'm still having some trouble with that, again, I'm gonna drive up into him, and then as he pushes back, I'm gonna go fast, and just bring my arm back in here, right? So I have one frame on his hip, the other frame, same thing, forearm, not hand right here. So I'm not really using this to fully bench press him off, I'm just using it to sort of stop his weight from coming into me, right? So I have him framed, which means that I get a little bit of his weight off of me, and I can move myself away from him more than moving him away from me, right? That's what the frame's used for. It's like holding your bench at the bottom of your bench. It's not like pushing them away using your upper body strength. So from right here, I'm going to get myself to my side, and I'm gonna shrink myself away. When I shrink myself away, my butt goes away from him, it's gonna leave a gap here for my leg to come in front of his body, right? So if I can get the knee right in here, I'm going to. If he's kind of tight, I'm gonna go upwards and then sort of angle it downwards so that I come with just my knee point from this position right here. Now I can push if I need to, right? Because I have my leg frame in there as well. The guy's not gonna wrist lock me from this position. So from right here, I can start turning myself kind of in a circle, right? It's kind of like the arm of a clock. It's not a shrimp, it's more of a turn from right here. This leg's gonna come over his back. I'm gonna grab onto some of this material right here. I'm just gonna pull my body under his body back into closed guard. I also have the option from that position where I have the frame, and I've got myself shrimped out like this. I bring my knee in. If I like to go to butterfly guard instead, I'm gonna take this foot and put it inside his hip. So if you're flexible enough, and if you like butterfly guard, this foot comes inside his leg here, and I pull myself the exact same way, in that circle, kind of like a clock. Now my feet are inside his legs, butterfly guard instead of closed guard, sit myself up into butterfly guard. Do the same escape, they just have slightly different finishes, right? So let's turn ourselves this direction, right? This direction I said? All right, this way, and you'll be able to see all the footwork in here involved, right? So this arm comes elbow first into his hip. This arm, elbow first, forearm against his face. From right here, I'm not bench pressing Dan away. I'm just keeping the frame so I can move myself away with the shrimp. When I move myself away, this space opens for my shin to come in. From this position right here, if I want to go to close guard, I'm gonna grab onto the material, push myself away a little bit, throw this leg over his back. I'm gonna use this leg to help pull me, and my arms help pull me all the way through into closed guard. If I prefer butterfly guard, or if there's just not enough space really to get myself into closed guard, from right here, I have my frame, I'm gonna make space right here. This leg's gonna come in, so all of this is exactly the same until right here. At this point, my foot is gonna go inside his thigh, and it's gonna stay inside his thigh. It's gonna use like a dorsiflexion hook to pull myself through into butterfly guard. Now I'm in butterfly guard. Being flat in butterfly guard is not great, so as soon as I turn like this, I like to sort of extend my legs a little bit and sit myself up, and this is a very powerful butterfly guard position. After this, we're gonna go into some butterfly guard sweeps.